What's going on, Dub Nation? We are just 1 week away from the 2025 NBA Draft, and things have kind of gone radio silent surrounding the rumors with your Golden State Warriors and what their offseason might look like. So on today's show, I thought it would be a fun idea to go and rank some Jonathan Kuminga sign-and-trade ideas, both of things that I saw from different NBA fans as well as certain outlets that cover basketball around the interwebs. And then on the back half of today's show, we'll cover some Warriors news that you have to see regarding the coaching staff and Steph Curry as well. All that and more in just a moment, but make sure you go down below and hit that thumbs up icon because I was just sent a challenge from a friend, I guess I could call maybe a foe here at Chat Sports. 76ers Now host Jake Chipper, that fraud, said that we couldn't get 500 likes on this video right here. Can we prove him wrong? Can we show him that Dub Nation runs NBA here at Chat Sports? Go down below and hit that thumbs up icon so we can prove 76 Now host Jake Chipper wrong. All right, a quick disclaimer before we get into the Kuminga sign and trade ideas. Look, the reports that we've heard as of late, all signs point to that it's likely Golden State retains Kuminga this offseason, potentially looks to trade him down the line. But I've made it very clear on this program in these most recent videos that I'm not a fan of that. I would want a move to be made this offseason. And whether or not that brings back a player of Kuminga's caliber or not, like I really don't care. I think regardless of if you get a player that is at his talent level or not, you're going to get a player that is a better fit because we all know now that Jonathan Kuminga does not fit within this Warriors offense. And look, you guys can call me a hater. I don't really care. I watched the basketball with my own two eyes. I watched a lot of Warriors games this year. Jonathan Kuminga does not fit. And I think that they need to realize that sooner rather than later and go into next season with a team that they hope to enter the playoffs with, not make another midseason trade and have things kind of confusing around Jonathan Kuminga. And make that better for him, too. Like, you don't want him to be, sitting in limbo, wondering what his role is going to be, wondering what his long-term future is going to look like. Just cut ties now. Everybody is going to benefit from it. So from now, we were going to go through those Kuminga sign-and trades. And look, are all of these the most realistic? Are all of these something that the other team would agree to 100%? No, but all 5 of these trades that we're about to go through are trades that I would hit the accept button on. But we're going to rank them from 5 to 1. Let's start off with this one right here with a reported trade interest team in the Chicago Bulls. And look, I would make this deal, but I don't love it. You're kind of the best asset that you're probably getting back in this package is the Warriors would receive Nikola Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, and a 2029 top 5 protected first-round pick. I think that's honestly the best asset that you're getting there, that 2029 first down the line. And that's not going to be something that's super relevant to the careers of Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr. Like, that's just not going to be something that's going to be super useful for them. So as far as the win-now pieces that you get in this deal, you get Nikola Vucevic, who they had interest in at the trade deadline, but clearly not enough interest to go out there and make a deal for him because the price was not too high. And then you go out there and get Lonzo Ball, who honestly throughout his NBA career has not been all that available and has had some really debilitating injuries that have limited his ceiling as a player, as he was the number 2 overall pick, but is still a very capable ball handler, defender, and can hit the outside shot as well as distribute that rock. So I don't hate this deal per se, but it's definitely not my favorite. I would still accept it, but again, I have some other options that we're going to go over here that I would like a little bit more. Like this one, a 3-team mega deal that if you guys watch every video on the channel, then these 2 first trades that we're talking about might be a little bit familiar to you because there's some frameworks that Bleacher Report went out there and discussed. So this mega deal that we have here, the Warriors would receive Corey Kispert from the Wizards, Jonas Valanciunas from the Wizards, or yes, from the Kings now. He was on both these teams this past season. And then a 2031 top 5 protected first from the Washington Wizards. So you're getting another draft asset, but I think you're getting better win-now pieces in Kispert and Valanciunas. Now, however, you do have to give up a little bit more to go out and make that happen. Look, the Kings are getting Buddy Hield back. A little homecoming for him. You also get rid of TJD, but that kind of clears up a little bit and more playing time for Quentin Post, which I know Golden State is prioritizing. And then obviously Kuminga heads to Washington in this case, which I think would be an awesome fit for him. He can go score the most losing 20 points a game that any player has ever gone out there and scored. So that would be an awesome situation for him. I'm sure he would love it, and I would absolutely accept this trade as well. What about trade idea number 3? This is one that I've honestly been pushing a lot on this channel. I would love if we could just do a Jonathan Kuminga and Coby White 1-for-1 swap. Kobe makes $12.8 million. It's an expiring deal, but at the end of the day, if it works, that's awesome. You can pay him like $25 million next year that Kuminga would end up getting if you re-signed him this offseason. If it doesn't work out, then you let him go, and that money is off of your books, and you have flexibility to make other moves. Look, Coby White is a pretty solid 20-point-per-game scorer. It's losing basketball up there in Chicago, but I think if he was to come over to a situation like Golden State, he would not only be able to help the situation when Steph and Jimmy go to the bench. But he would also, I think, be able to complement those guys as well. He can catch and shoot, but he can also do his thing in isolation as well, handling the rock, and that allows Steph to work off of the ball masterfully, and maybe Jimmy working along that baseline as well. I think as far as players with overall upside, Kobe White is 25 years old. There's still probably another gear that he can kick to in his NBA career, and I think that could be unlocked if he were to go to Golden State. So I absolutely love this deal. Now let's move on to sign and trade idea number 2. And many people would assume that this would be my number 1 sign and trade idea for Jonathan Kuminga, because we're getting my guy, Cam Johnson, in the deal. You'd be sending away Kuminga, Moses Moody, and a 2028 first-round pick. Now, in a vacuum, Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, especially going to the Brooklyn Nets in this scenario, probably would not command Cam Johnson back in a trade. Look, Brooklyn could go out there and just sign Kuminga outright if they wanted to, but reports are coming out that they're not going to extend him an offer sheet. Maybe they end up doing this and sending away Cam Johnson because they are going to prioritize re-signing Cam Thomas this offseason as well, their small scoring point guard. And if you can get Cam Johnson to Golden State, man, I seriously believe we're looking at a Western Conference Finals appearance, and then at that point, it's anybody's game. I mean, look, I know the Timberwolves didn't, but the Nuggets took the Oklahoma City Thunder to the brink this year, and the Nuggets weren't even that good. Yeah, they had the best player in the whole wide world, but outside of that, he wasn't getting a whole heck of a lot of help from guys other than not named Aaron Gordon. So, like, Golden State could easily push OKC to a long series if they were to add a guy like Cam Johnson, who's going to give you an efficient 19 points a night, 40+% from three-point range, ability to guard multiple positions. This is my number 1 player in the entire NBA that I legitimately think is realistic to be able to add to Golden State. He has been for the better part of a year now. Time is ticking for him to be a member of the Warriors, and I think this is the last-ditch effort that needs to happen to be able to make that a reality. I'm not so sure how realistic it is, but it absolutely is a trade I would accept, no questions asked. That 2028 first-round pick is absolutely massive, and that's going to be the kicker that gets Brooklyn to accept this deal. But now, sign and trade idea number 1, my favorite. It couples you getting an elite win now piece on the wing like a Cam Johnson, but does scale back the offensive capabilities a little bit. But holy shit, you're getting an all-NBA defender in Herb Jones. Like, yes, Cam Johnson's a winning piece for Golden State, but so is Herb Jones and Kelly Olynyk. Like, talk about a guy who can mentor Quentin Post. Kelly Olynyk's also a really underrated passer of the basketball, has great vision, can work out of the high post, do whatever you want, and he spreads the floor as well as a floor spacer. So I love this deal. You give up basically the same package that you give up to go out there and get Cam Johnson. Now you get 2 more bodies because, to be honest, Golden State, they're not going to be the deepest team. They were running GP2 and Kevon Looney way too many minutes in the postseason. So now you have legitimate rotation guys that you can come off of the bench. Maybe even Herb Jones starts. You never know. He can play defense better than basically every player in this league across multiple positions, and I think that would be huge for Golden State's switchability and versatility. So let me know. Pick a sign and trade idea to make for Jonathan Kuminga. If it's this 5th one, type 5, where the Warriors get Vooch and Lonzo and that 2029 first. If it's number 4, this 3-team mega deal that gives Corey Kispert, Jonas Valanciunas, that 2031 Washington first, but you do have to give up Buddy Hield, type 4 in the comments. If it's the 3rd one, straight up 1-for-1 swap, Kobe White and Jonathan Kuminga switching teams here, type 3 in the comment section. If it's number 2 and you're a big fan of Cam Johnson like I am, give me a number 2 down in the comments. And if it's number 1, you want Herb Jones and Kelly Olynyk like I have ranked at the top, give me a 1 down in the comments. Sound off with what you guys think in the comment section, as this could potentially happen, but I'm definitely not holding my breath too much a potential Kuminga sign and trade. Now, while you're down there in the comment section picking which idea that you'd like, or maybe you're arguing with some other people who don't think that Kuminga should be traded this offseason, get hooked up with this awesome deal and a link in the comments and description. Steph Curry, City jersey, 50% off. How often do you see Steph jerseys half off? Like, literally never. Yeah, it's last year's City jersey, but the Dubs won a lot of games in these, and they are fresh, man. So go get your Steph Curry jersey today, half off. This link right here, chatsports.com/CurryCity. That's chatsports.com/CurryCity. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Make it easy for you guys. Go click the link. We receive a little bit of the proceeds from those sales. So help out the channel. Go get yourself hooked up with a half-off Steph Curry jersey today. All right, let's get into the Warriors news that you guys need to know to close out today's show. Dalton Johnson came out with this tweet. The Warriors have announced it. It's been pretty widespread news at this point. But he says, Warriors head video coordinator Lainn Wilson has been named the new head coach of the Santa Cruz Warriors, Dubs G League affiliate. Wilson has been instrumental in scouting and analytics, and Nicholas Kerr, Steve Kerr's son, will return to Golden State staff after serving as that head coach over the past 2 seasons. So the Warriors making a little bit of a coaching change here as Steve Kerr's son, Nick, gets up onto the staff in Golden State, and the G League Warriors have a new head coach sitting there now. Not much really to talk about. Very small, marginal coaching change here, but figured we are a Warriors news channel. We're going to bring you the Warriors news when it goes down. And then I was scouring the internet looking for some other stuff around the Dubs because I want to bring you guys all the content. I don't want to miss anything here on the channel. So I saw this from Del Curry, who was talking about Steph at this point in his career, and he said on retiring for Steph, he ain't even close. He was saying things like, Steph has so much left to prove. He's still trying to get that other championship. We're not even close to the window of him retiring at this point. So that's music to my ears, clapping it up for Dell. He could be fluffing things a little bit, but hey, you never know. Steph's under contract for 2 more seasons. That's what we have to focus on right now, but it is nice to know that Dell doesn't think that Steph's anywhere close to calling it quits just yet. That'll do it for today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If anything comes out about a Kuminga rumor or if trade talks heat up as we get closer to free agency, we're going to bring you that info right here on the channel. So lock us in, hit that sub button. We'll see you guys on the next one. And as always, let's go Dubs.